Good morning, everyone. Unit 5 ka this is the last lecture. We'll start with the discussion. So, if you remember, uh, last lecture we are about to start with this agile development testing. Okay, so we same will continue. After this, there are no such big topic which are remaining. So before we start discussing this part, we'll just have a look at this small video quickly, and then I'll finish up the remaining theory. Okay. So please have a look at this video.
Of software development process is increasing continuously, the software testing approaches needs to evolve to keep up with the development approaches. Now, agile testing is a new age approach which focuses on testing smarter rather than putting a lot of efforts, yet it delivers high quality products. Hi everyone, this is Shantini from Edureka, and in today's session we will see what is agile testing. Now before we begin the session, let's have a look at today's agenda. So first we will see what is agile testing, and then we will move on to the different principles and then have a look at the different advantages of agile testing. After that we will see what are the different methods involved in this testing and also the life cycle. Next up, we will have a look at the different test plan and quadrants of agile testing. And finally, we will discuss about the big companies using agile testing in today's world. So let's get started. So what is this agile testing? Now, agile testing is basically a software testing process that follows the principles of agile software development. Now, agile is basically an iterative development methodology where requirements evolve through collaboration between the customer and self-organizing teams, and agile aligns development with the customer need. It is not sequential but a continuous process. Now, this methodology is also called release or delivery driven approach since it gives a better prediction on the workable products in short duration of time. So let's move on and have a look at the different principles of agile testing. Now, the first one is that testing is continuous. Now, the agile team tests continuously because it is the only way to ensure continuous progress of the product. Then we have the continuous feedback as well. So, agile testing provides feedback on an ongoing basis, and this is how your product meets the business needs and also satisfies the customer requirements. Then we have the tests performed by the whole team. Now, in a traditional software development life cycle, only the test team is responsible for testing. But in agile testing, the developers and the business analysts also test the application. Next up is the decreased time of feedback response. Now, the business team is basically involved in each iteration in agile testing, and continuous feedback shortens the time of feedback response. Then we have the simplified and clean code. So all the defects which are raised by the agile team are fixed within the same iteration, and it also helps in keeping the code clean and simplified. Next is less documentation. Now, agile teams use a reusable checklist. The team focuses on the test instead of the incidental details. And finally, we have the test driven. Now, in agile methods, testing is performed at the time of implementation, whereas in the traditional process, the testing is performed after implementation. So, these were some of the principles that are followed while performing agile testing on any software. Now let's move on and have a look at the different advantages of agile testing. So the first benefit is that it saves time and money. Now with the help of agile testing, you get to know about the problems in your software in the earlier stages, and this saves a lot of time and money as well. Next up is the documentation. So agile testing basically reduces a lot of documentation involved in the process. Then we have the flexibility and adaptability. So agile testing is basically flexible and highly adaptable to changes. So you would not face any trouble if there are any changes that are to be made in the software during the process. It also provides a way for receiving regular feedback from the end user. So the more amount of feedback that you receive, the easier it becomes to solve the problems and also meet the requirements of the user easily. And finally, there's better determination of issues through daily meetings. So there are daily meetings happening for the agile testing that lets you know about the whole process and also the improvement that is happening. So these were some of the advantages. Now let's have a look at the different testing methods for agile testing. Now there are various agile testing methods. So first we have the behavior driven development, then the acceptance test driven development, and finally there's the exploratory testing. So the first one is the behavior driven development. Now the behavior driven development improves communication amongst project stakeholders so that all members correctly understand each feature before the development process starts. Now, there is continuous example based communication between the developers, testers, and business analysts. Now, these examples are called scenarios, which are written in a special format. The scenarios hold information on how a given feature should behave in different situations with different input parameters. These are called executable specifications as it comprises of both specification and inputs to the automated tests. Next up, we have the acceptance test driven development, that is the ATDD. Now, the ATDD focuses on involving team members with different perspectives, such as the customer, developer, and tester. So, the three amigos meetings are held to formulate acceptance tests incorporating perspectives of the customer, development, and testing. So, the customer is focused on the problem that is to be solved. The development is focused on how the problem will be solved, whereas the testing is focused on what could go wrong. The acceptance tests are a representation of the user's point of view, and it describes how the system will function. It also helps to verify that the system functions as it is supposed to. In some instances, acceptance tests are automated. Now, moving on, the final one is the exploratory testing. Now, in this type of testing, the test design and test execution phase go hand in hand. So the exploratory testing emphasizes working software over comprehensive documentation. The individuals and interactions are more important than the process and tools. So the customer collaboration holds greater value than contract negotiation. Exploratory testing is more adaptable to changes as well. Now, in this, testers identify the functionality of an application by exploring the application. So the testers try to learn the application and design and execute the test plans according to their findings. So the process goes like this. First, you learn, then you design a test and then execute that particular test, and then finally you analyze the test results. So these were some of the agile testing methods that you need to know about. Now moving on, next up, let's have a look at the life cycle of agile testing. So the life cycle of agile testing consists of 5 different phases. So first we have the impact assessment, then agility test planning, then daily scrums, then agility review meeting, and finally release the readiness. So in the first phase, we gather the input from the stakeholders and users, and this will act as feedback for the next deployment cycle. The next phase is the test plan meetup. Now here, all the stakeholders come together to plan the schedule of testing process, meeting frequency, and deliverables. The third phase is the daily stand-up meetings. Now this includes the everyday stand-up morning meeting to catch up on the status of testing and set the goals for whole day. Next up is the agility review meeting. So weekly review meetings with stakeholders meet to review and assess the progress against milestones. And finally, the last stage is the approval meetings for deployment. So at this stage, you review the features that have been developed or implemented and are ready to go live or not. So this is the life cycle that is followed in the process of agile testing in case of any particular software. So now that you know what is agile testing and also the different advantages and how it actually works, let's have a look at the test plan for agile testing and also the quadrants. So first, let's talk about the agile test plan. Now in agile testing, the test plan is written as well as updated for every release. So the test plan in agile includes the scope of the testing, then the consolidating new functionalities that are to be tested. Then we have types of testing or various levels of testing. And next up, we have performance and load testing that needs to be performed on your software. Next, we have the consideration of infrastructure. And then we have mitigation or the risk plans where you have to know about the risks that might occur during the testing. Then we have the different planning of resources, and finally, deliverables and milestones, because you need to deliver your product as soon as possible in order to meet the requirements of your customer. So this is the plan that you must follow while performing agile testing on your software and also in order to deliver an error-free software. Now, talking about the agile testing quadrants, these basically separate the whole process in 4 quadrants and help to understand how agile testing is actually performed. Now, for the first quadrant, that is the agile quadrant 1, the internal code quality is the main focus in this quadrant. It consists of test cases which are technologically driven and are implemented to support them. So it basically includes the unit tests and the component tests. So here we have the various unit tests and component tests. And also this is the automated quadrant. Now the agile quadrant 2 contains test cases that are business driven and are implemented to support the team. Now this quadrant focuses on the requirements. The kind of test performed in this phase is the testing of examples of possible scenarios and workflows, testing of user experience such as the prototypes, and also pair testing. This can be automated and manual as well. Now the Agile Quadrant 3 provides feedback to quadrants 1 and 2. The test cases can be used as the basis to perform automation testing. Now in this quadrant, many rounds of iteration reviews are carried out, which builds confidence in the product. So the kind of testing done in this quadrant is basically testing, exploratory testing, pair testing with customers, collaborative, and also user acceptance testing. Now moving on to the final quadrant, the fourth quadrant basically concentrates on the non-functional requirements such as the performance, security, stability, etc. Now with the help of this quadrant, the application is made to deliver the non-functional qualities and the expected value. Now in this quadrant, the kind of testing done is the non-functional tests such as the stress and performance testing, the security testing with respect to authentication hacking, and also infrastructure, data migration, scalability, and load testing. So now that you know why we need to perform agile testing in our everyday life, let's move on and have a look at the big companies that actually use agile testing for their software. So let's have a look at some of the big names. So there are Cisco, Sky, Philips, Vistaprint, JP Morgan Chase, IBM, and many more such companies that use agile testing as one of their methodologies. Now, Sky might be a household name famous for its satellite TV, broadband, and telephone services, but the media provider is almost making a name for itself in software development. So the company, which has launched products to combat the likes of Apple's TV box, has been placing agile methodologies and open source at the center of their software development approach. Not just that, Philips has also adopted the agile principles. Now, after numerous changes to management structure, the firm introduced several agile coaches that went to deploy Scrum principles, such as Scrum boards and breaking down teams into smaller ones. As a result of changes like this, teams could react to situations quicker, bureaucracy was removed, and it was ultimately easier for these smaller teams to take responsibility for their respective products. Not just that, Vistaprint is also the go-to marketing company for small businesses. Now, the company performed some analysis of their existing waterfall methodology and found that teams were taking more than 60 days to move from the ideation phase to product delivery. Now, the 60-day cycle only amounted to 40 hours of actual work. The company looked further into why this was the case. It transpired that unclear decisions and long creative lead times were to blame, all of which resulted in feedback loops. That's when they moved to the agile testing. This is also the case for JP Morgan Chase. Now, a few years ago, the banking giant overhauled their business processes to help improve product development and simultaneously slashed the cost of training as part of a high-profile IT initiative. Now, agile methodologies were a key part of that particular initiative. So that is all about what is agile testing and why exactly.
So that was in one example. I've shared 3 screenshots from the same video, if you notice. So make sure वो 3 मैंने जो स्क्रीनशॉट शेयर किए हैं you please go through that. That going to be a complete summary for the agile development वाला जो point है. Now the reason behind कि हम लोग ये discuss कर रहे थे, it's quite simple because at many places, as you notice in industry in today's time, we are using such pattern, and that is very much required. Okay, so as you can see, first thing, principles, ठीक है, जो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किए. सो टोटल देर आर different principles, that is test should be or testing should be continuous with respect to agile. अब agile हम लोग बात क्यों कर रहे हैं और why we are focusing more on agile testing, because as we know in today's time, most of people are following the development which is quite a dynamic one. They are not following the static SDLCs or a static way of that. So testing. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, now you are.
Oh, okay, okay. So we were talking about when we follow agile development, it means it's a dynamic one. So if the development is dynamic, तो वो time पे testing should also be a continuous, बराबर है, जहाँ पे continuous एक feedback loop चलना चाहिए, जैसे iterative में चलता है. So in this agile process also we are developing a project in a iterative way. Then test जो perform होगा क्या होगा, simple, we can simplify the code, test driven चलेगा, जो already हम लोगों ने देखा. Those are the points. After this, next image which we have is testing plan, test scope होगा, then new functionality, types of testing based on feature and complexity, load and performance test जो already हम लोगों ने किया हुआ है, risk plan क्या रहेंगे, resources, deliverable. So everything what we have discussed in a previous part वो यहाँ पे है. And this is the most important part, a quadrant of our agile testing. So सबसे पहले अगर आप देखेंगे, we are focusing more on automated testing यहाँ पे and then here we are focusing on manual test. So यहाँ पे देखो, in automated testing, unit and component test automation के through ही होगा. Then functional test, example, story test, prototypes, simulating multiple things simultaneously at multiple locations. Then exploratory testing scenario, usability आएगा, acceptance, alpha beta. यहाँ पे ये alpha beta test जो होगा, that is user end and developer end, as we know. So वो आएगा. So user acceptance test, उसी का ये सब part आएगा, as we already know. Then usability testing, क्या functions है and how it is important, and जो हम लोगों ने add किए है उसमें से कौन से functions users use कर रहे हैं and which function they are not using, वो देखेंगे. And last में आएगा performance and load testing. So of course इसके लिए भी वापस ready जो हम लोगों के testing tools रहेंगे वो हम लोग use करेंगे, which generates artificial load to check or to identify the performance of our system or a software under a load or a stress condition or a stress kind of a situation. स्ट्रेस वाला जो सिचुएशन रहेगा उसमें हाउ योर सिस्टम और सॉफ्टवेयर बिहेव्स, दैट्स व्हाट विल बी टेस्टिंग. तो उससे आपका सॉफ्टवेयर का परफॉर्मेंस पता चलेगा. ओके, सो दिस आर द मेन highlighted points. Now if we go back to our topic, agile development इटरेटिव एंड इंक्रीमेंटल मॉडल ऑफ कोर्स यही अप्लाई होगा, जहाँ पे एज यू कैन सी ईच स्टोरी इज एक्सपैंडेड, कोडेड एंड टेस्टेड. स्टोरी का मतलब वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट बिल्डिंग. सो जहाँ पे बाय ईच एंड एवरी, जैसे हम लोग अगर बोल रहे हैं कि ओके राइट नाउ आई एम डन विद फर्स्ट फ्लोर, उसके बाद मैं सेकंड बनाऊंगा, देन थर्ड बनाऊंगा, देन फोर्थ फ्लोर बनाएंगे बिल्डिंग में. So exactly same way in software development also will be developing first floor, second floor, third floor. तो वो धीरे धीरे फ्लोर बाय फ्लोर डेवलपमेंट्स बनते जाएंगे. देन क्रॉस फंक्शनल अजाइल टीम रहेंगे, बराबर है, जिनका अलग अलग एक्सपर्टीज रहेगा, कोई ना कोई अलग अलग फील्ड में, और उसके हिसाब से दे विल ट्राई टू टेस्ट योर सॉफ्टवेयर फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. यूजेबिलिटी, क्वालिटी क्या है, टाइमलाइन ऑब्जेक्टिव प्रॉपर फॉलो हो रहा है कि नहीं. सो एज यू कैन सी द कंबाइंड टीम इंक्लूडिंग डेवलपमेंट एंड टेस्टिंग takes the responsibility of analyzing then business specifications. Together they define the sprint goal. Sprint अब scrum वाली बात कर रहे हैं. If you remember sprint क्या होता है, scrum में हम लोगों ने देखा था when we try to complete something at a faster pace और एक टाइम टेबल प्रॉपर बनाया हुआ रहता है, that's a sprint. So यहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे simultaneously while development team starts the implementation of a module in a very first sprint, quality analysis begins for the टेस्ट केस डिजाइन फॉर द वेरी फर्स्ट स्प्रिंट में से डेवलपर जो चीज बना के देंगे. ओके, सो याद रखो यहाँ पे हम लोग स्क्रम अप्रोच जो है अजाइल में का वो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. तो डेवलपमेंट अगर मेरा स्क्रम वे में हो रहा है तो टेस्टिंग भी मेरा वही वे में हो रहा है. सो दीज आर प्रॉपरली डॉक्यूमेंटेड. ऑफ कोर्स ये तो हम लोग को चाहिए, और उसके साथ में एक्सेल स्प्रेडशीट that is handed over to development and project sponsor from the business side to for the reviews. ठीक है, कि जहाँ पे हम लोग बताएंगे कि ओके हम लोगों ने क्या टेस्टिंग टूल यूज किए, कौन से टेस्ट केसेस हम लोगों ने फाइनली फॉलो किए, उसका रिजल्ट क्या था. सो वंस द टेस्ट रिव्यू एंड एनी मॉडिफिकेशन आर कंप्लीटेड फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर स्प्रिंट. अब याद रखो ये स्प्रिंट मतलब छोटे छोटे जो आपके यूनिट्स यूनिट बाय यूनिट डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग हियर, बराबर है. Now the quality analysis team then begins testing on quality analysis environment, जहाँ पे आप कोई डिफेक्ट अगर कुछ है तो वो फाइंड करेंगे, है ना. और वो जो डिफेक्ट अगर आपको मिलता है तो आप प्रॉपरली उसको रिजॉल्व करेंगे. एंड वी ऑल्सो यूज डिफेक्ट ट्रैकिंग टूल्स, मतलब स्पेशल सॉफ्टवेयर जो ऑटोमेशन टेस्टिंग टूल के सॉफ्टवेयर रहते हैं, जहाँ पे these are the software which helps us to identify the hidden defects which are there, जो आपको normally नहीं मिल रहा है. So वो जो भी defects मिलेंगे उनका severity and priority define करेंगे. Severity मतलब we have total 5 types of defect: critical, major, moderate, minor and cosmetic. तो उसमें से जो critical है उसका severity highest होगा, बट उसके सेम टाइम कौन सा डिफेक्ट है उसको सॉल्व करने का प्रायोरिटी क्या है. Fixing them can be delayed, but it can taken care in upcoming sprint. So next sprint मतलब next आपका development unit का cycle जो चलेगा उसमें will solve those defects, है ना. Then ये same continuous चलते रहेगा, वही है. So I hope you can read it out, this very simple one. Then उसके बाद में अगर आप देखेंगे data warehouse testing. Now as we know what we mean by data warehousing. Data warehousing मतलब कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटाबेसेस, है ना. इसको मैं बोलूंगा, सॉरी, कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटाबेसेस. इसका मतलब होगा डेटा वेयरहाउस, जिसमें दो टाइप के डेटा रहेंगे. एक आपका करंट डेटा होगा और एक हिस्टोरिकल डेटा होगा. इन करंट डेटा we apply online transaction processing and in historical data we apply online analytical processing. और ये दो ट्रांजैक्शन एंड ऑनलाइन एनालिटिकल प्रोसेसिंग जो है ये सक्सेसफुली अप्लाई करने के लिए वी यूज अ टेक्निक विच इज कॉल्ड एज डेटा माइनिंग. ओके, डेटा वेयरहाउस दैट्स व्हाई प्लेज द मोस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट रोल, जहाँ पे आपने सेग्रीगेट किया हुआ है. वी हैव पुट अ सेग्रीगेशन ऑफ करंट डेटा एज वेल एज हिस्टोरिकल डेटा। सो ट्रांजेक्शन्स जो फॉलो होंगे वो OLTP करंट डेटा पे होंगे, और जो चीजें हो गया है उसका एनालिसिस, उसका रिपोर्ट और उसका डिटेलिंग लेके हम लोग अपने फ्यूचर बिजनेस डिसीजन जो ले सकते हैं, उसके लिए एनालिटिकल प्रोसेसिंग जो अप्लाई होगा। मतलब पास डेटा को एनालाइज करो, हम लोगों का परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहा था, लास्ट ईयर कैसा था, उसको ये साल किससे कंपेयर करना है, लास्ट 10 साल का परफॉर्मेंस कैसा था। सो दैट इज द एनालिसिस, एनालिटिकल प्रोसेस। सो उसके लिए हम लोग यहाँ पे OLAP अप्लाई करेंगे, दैट इज एनालिटिकल प्रोसेसिंग, जहाँ पे आप हिस्टोरिकल डेटा पे चेंजेस नहीं कर रहे। वी आर टेकिंग दिस हिस्टोरिकल डेटा एज अ रेफरेंस फॉर आर फ्यूचर बिजनेस डिसीजन। ट्रांजैक्शन प्रोसेसिंग मींस आपका डेटा में चेंजेस होंगे, है ना, अपडेट होंगे। जैसे राइट नाउ आप जो भी स्टूडेंट्स अभी NM में है, उनके डेटा जो है दैट इज कंसिडर्ड एज द करंट डेटा। जिनका अटेंडेंस होगा, एग्जाम होगा, उनके डेटा में कंटिन्यूअस चेंजेस होंगे। बट वंस यू क्लियर दिस TY, उसके बाद में आपके डेटा में कहीं पे कोई चेंजेस नहीं होना है। गेटिंग? सो वंस यू आर फिनिश्ड विद योर फाइनल ईयर, उसके बाद में आपका जो डेटा है वो करंट डेटा से हिस्टोरिकल डेटा में चले जाएगा। देन विल टेक योर डेटा एज अ रेफरेंस टू कंपेयर नेक्स्ट ईयर्स TY बैच की ओके लास्ट जो बैच पास आउट हुआ उनका एवरेज जो परसेंटेज था वो इतना था, तो ये साल के हम लोग के TY का बैच का क्या है ना, दैट्स वी कैन एनालाइज हियर। So as you can see, these are the 2 points. So data warehouse testing, कितने टाइप से हम लोग डेटा ला रहे हैं। टेस्टिंग इज एसेंशियल पार्ट, वही है सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग फोकस्ड ऑन प्रोग्राम कोड टेस्टिंग। डेटा वेयरहाउस टेस्टिंग फोकस्ड ऑन करेक्टनेस एंड यूजफुल ऑफ इन्फो डिलीवर्ड टू यूजर्स। नाउ डेटा वेयरहाउस में अगर आप देखेंगे, टेस्टिंग इन्वॉल्व्स अ ह्यूज डेटा वॉल्यूम, और यहाँ पे ये बड़े से डेटा को आपको क्या करना है, उस पे प्रोडक्टिविटी प्रॉपर रहना चाहिए, परफॉर्मेंस मेंटेन होना चाहिए। बिकॉज डेटा का साइज अगर इतना बड़ा है, इट शुड नॉट हैपन कि व्हेन वी ट्राई टू गेट द एक्सेस ऑफ द डेटा, इट्स नॉट अलाउिंग अस, और it's not allowing simultaneous concurrent access of multiple data. So वो देखना है। It is aimed at supporting any views of data. Now any views of data का मतलब है कि sometimes someone will access it on mobile or on laptop. Some might needs a report of like a bar graph, pie chart on their laptop, है ना। किसी को कोई एक रिपोर्ट जनरेशन करना है, सो दे वांट अ PDF फाइल और एक्सेल फाइल, सो यहाँ पे वही दिया है। सो पॉसिबल नंबर ऑफ use scenario is practically infinite and only few of them are known from the beginning. So it is almost impossible to predict. It is almost impossible to predict all the possible types of errors in a real operational data. So यहाँ पे अगर आप देखेंगे कि हम लोग ऑपरेशनल डेटा के साथ जो वर्क कर रहे हैं उसके ऊपर मेन टेस्टिंग होगा। हिस्टोरिकल डेटा उसके साथ ज्यादा इंटरेक्शन नहीं कर रहे, सिर्फ उसको हम लोग एनालिसिस या रेफरेंस के लिए ही यूज करेंगे, बराबर है। सो एज यू कैन सी, वन ऑफ द मेन डिफिकल्टीज इन टेस्टिंग डेटा वेयरहाउस इज दैट डेटा वेयरहाउस आर डिफरेंट फॉर or in different organization they have set up in their own customized way. So आप अगर देखेंगे, sometimes we might be having a data warehouse where data is coming from multiple sources, जिसमें से few sources which are storing that data using MySQL. Someone might be using SQL server, someone might be using Oracle, है ना, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। सो ये सारे डेटा को आपको एक सेंट्रल लोकेशन पे कंबाइन करना है। सो ईच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज इट्स ओन डेटा वेयरहाउस सिस्टम दैट कंफर्म्स विद इट्स ओन रिक्वायरमेंट एंड नीड्स, which leads to difference between data warehouse in several aspect. Like क्या टेक्नोलॉजी हम लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, है ना। जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, some might be using MS SQL server या MySQL या Oracle या फिर MongoDB, which is quite popular in today's time, या फिर हम लोग और कुछ यूज कर सकते हैं। और we are also applying big data here for other analysis, or we are also applying machine learning. Okay, machine learning for gathering a data in a better way, or to analyzing the machine learning plus AI to analyze the customer behavior and to get the target audience in a smoother way. So वो है साइज क्या रहेगा, नंबर ऑफ यूजर्स कितने हैं, डेटा सोर्सेस कितने हैं, अगेन बराबर है, जहां से आप डेटा एक लोकेशन पे कंसंट्रेट कर रहे हो. सो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट अ बैंक, सो सपोज एक बैंक है, नेशनलाइज्ड बैंक, जिसके ऑल ओवर इंडिया सपोज देयर आर 1000 branches. So we have 1000 different data sources. Okay, we have 1000 different data sources from where data is being concentrated at one central location. Then another big challenge that focused by data warehouse tester is regarding the test data preparation. कि how we supposed to prepare a test data. So वो quite difficult होता है यहाँ पे. So we basically hand over the task to a specialized team, yeah, with a person who is specialized for such type of testing. It's not always possible for an individual tester who is testing some website or application to test data warehouse as well. Making use of real data for testing purpose is a violation of citizens privacy law, and that's why we should have a tools जो आपको ऐसे डमी डेटा प्रोवाइड करे. याद रखो क्यों, बिकॉज आप अगर देखो इन डेटा वेयर हाउस आई माइट बी हैविंग माई पेमेंट डिटेल, ठीक है, आई माइट बी हैविंग माई पर्सनल डिटेल. Now, for testing purpose, you cannot use those details because while testing, you are also testing the security or loopholes which are present in the system. So just to explore the loophole or backdoor which are present in your system, you try to check if someone tries to get the access of data warehouse or a data in an unauthorized way, whether it allows or not. एंड इफ इट अलाउज, तो बहुत सारे यूजर्स का डेटा जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं एक पर्सन के पास जाएगा जो भी टेस्ट कर रहा है उसको, एंड वो अगर जेन्युइन डेटा रहेगा तो सिटीजन्स के या यूजर्स के जो डेटा है विच दे डोंट वांट which they don't want to spread with everyone or which has not to be shared with everyone. So वो टाइम पे अगर आप देखेंगे citizens privacy law जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग वायलेट करते हैं यहाँ पे if we are using real data for a data warehouse testing. So this is the example कि जहाँ पे आप देखो कि in India also we have right to privacy. That is our fundamental right to privacy. आपने आई डोंट नो आपने ये ओके वी डोंट हैव साइबर लॉ, तो इसके लिए आपको पता नहीं रहेगा, बट राइट टू प्राइवेसी इज अ फंडामेंटल राइट. सो अगर आप देखेंगे कि कोई आपका कंसेंट के बिना, without your consent one cannot share or pass your data with any third party. That is the rules or law which we follow in today's internet world. सो आपको कहीं ना कहीं बताते हैं कि व्हेन यू शेयर योर डेटा विद एनी विद एनी एप्लीकेशन, सो देयर यू विल फाइंड अ प्रॉपर स्टेटमेंट और अ नोटिफिकेशन स्टेटिंग कि ओके हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस डेटा, वेयर वी आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस डेटा, वो आएगा. सो फॉर अ प्रॉपर टेस्टिंग अ लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा इज नेसेसरी. नाउ रियल टाइम एनवायरनमेंट में ये जरूरी रहता है. सो हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या करते हैं, वी बेसिकली यूज टूल्स, ओके, और वो टूल्स के साथ में विल बी यूजिंग डमी डेटा, ठीक है, और ये डमी डेटा जो है वो टेराबाइट्स में होगा, टीबीज में होगा. सो दिस माइट बी लाइक 10 टीबी, 100 टीबी और इवन मोर. इतना बड़ा अमाउंट का डेटा रहेगा. 1 टीबी इज इक्वल टू 1000 जीबी एज वी ऑल नो. So that's it. Here we are done with our unit, and we are also done with our final syllabus, okay, of SQA. I hope there are no more doubts from your end. If you have any doubts, let me know. Anyone, any doubts?
Sir?
Guys, yes?
Sir, may you explain the Scrum wala diagram again? There's a little confusion in that.
कौन सा जो मैंने शेयर किया है?
नहीं सर, वो जो स्क्रम हम लोग ने किया था टेकमैक्स में जो दिया हुआ है
हाँ
वो वाला, आई थिंक इट्स देयर इन वन ऑफ द प्रीवियस यूनिट्स, बिकॉज वो सारे मॉडल्स जहाँ पे डिस्कस किए थे वहां पे उन्होंने स्क्रम का एक एलैबोरेटेड डायग्राम बना रखा था।
वो
वाला
कौन
सर।
से, हाँ कौन से इस पे है? कैन यू टेल मी दैट पेज नंबर? आई डोंट रिमेम्बर एग्जैक्टली।
It's in unit 1. Just a minute, sir. I'll just have a look and let you know.
हाँ
Yes, sir. It's in unit 2, page number 46.
ओके, यूनिट 2।
Yes, sir.
मैंने आपको जब स्क्रम सिखाया था दैट टाइम आल्सो आई इन्फॉर्म दैट the diagram which is given in this part is not an accurate one, so better to use the other diagram. मैंने आपके साथ वो डायग्राम आई थिंक शेयर भी किया था, so आपने फॉलो किया है कि नहीं आई डोंट नो, so just 1 minute, I'll just share the correct one. Okay, I'll just share the correct diagram now. Have a look. वो टाइम पे भी आई थिंक मैंने बताया था. So this is the correct diagram जो हम लोग SPM में पढ़ते हैं of Scrum. So as you can see, we have a product owner. अब input जो भी आएंगे from customer, manager, executive teams, वो सारे inputs जो है वो product manager के पास जाएंगे. ठीक है. अब इसके आगे फिर प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर क्या करेगा? ही विल बी क्रिएटिंग अ प्रायोरिटी लिस्टिंग. प्रायोरिटी लिस्टिंग में क्या होगा कि कौन से फीचर्स रिक्वायर्ड है, कौन से बग आपको सॉल्व करने, एवरीथिंग विल बी रिकॉर्डेड हियर. और उसके हिसाब से ये प्रोडक्ट बैकलॉग बनेगा पूरा कि ओके वी हैव अ टीम, ओके दिस टीम माइट बी 1, 2 और more number of teams might be there based on the size or a type of a software. So हम लोगों ने क्या किया, we have defined a team और उसमें फिर हम लोगों ने अलग अलग टास्क जो है वो लेबल किए. एंड अब कौन सा टीम क्या टास्क करेगा वो हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे, टीम सिलेक्ट करेंगे और उनको बता देंगे कि आपका ये काम है, आपका ये काम है. सो स्प्रिंट प्लान मीटिंग होगा हमेशा और ये मीटिंग जो है ये कंटिन्यूअस चलते रहता है. मतलब एवरी टाइम यू विल फाइंड वन और दी अदर मीटिंग गोज ऑन. सो हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, ये प्रायोरिटी लिस्टिंग कर दिया, जो टास्क जो फंक्शंस हम लोगों को करने हैं और कौन से फंक्शंस कभी करने हैं और किसको ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी देना है, ये कैसे पता चलेगा? बेस्ड ऑन द इनपुट विच वी हैव रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम द कस्टमर, मैनेजर एक्सेट्रा. उसके बेस के ऊपर वी हैव डिफाइंड इट. सो ये सब जो हम लोगों को मिला उसके बाद हम लोगों ने किया टास्क ब्रेकआउट कर दिया. टास्क ब्रेकआउट का मतलब क्या होता है कि एग्जैक्टली कौन से टीम का कौन सा टीम मेंबर कौन सा टास्क करेगा, ये इतने लेवल तक हम लोग चीजों को ब्रेकआउट करते हैं. लाइक अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि कोई एक टीम मेंबर है, लाइक ये हम लोग के पास टीम मेंबर है, वो डेली बेस पे एंड वीकली बेस पे कितना काम करेगी, इतना लेवल तक हम लोग के पूरे ब्रेकआउट्स चलते हैं. सो उसको हम लोग स्प्रिंट बैकलॉग बोलते हैं, जिसमें नए फंक्शंस, न्यू फंक्शंस, ओके, प्लस जो ओल्ड फंक्शंस which we have developed in a previous sprint, but this old functions are there with defects. इसको ये दोनों को सॉल्व करेंगे हम लोग. न्यू फंक्शंस जो न्यू डेवलप होंगे एंड ओल्ड फंक्शन which are there with some or the other defects.
है ना, इसको ये दो टाइप की चीजें जो है वो साथ पे बनेंगे आपके, दैट इज द स्प्रिंट। और ये अगर आप देखेंगे दिस स्प्रिंट विच गोज ऑन एज अ साइकिल, ओके, फॉर 1 वीक और फॉर मोर नंबर ऑफ वीक्स। सो यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने 1 to 4 वीक का हम लोगों ने एक स्प्रिंट फॉलो किया हुआ है। सो अगर आपका प्रोजेक्ट अगर बड़ा रहेगा, सो ये जो साइकिल है, ये जो स्प्रिंट का साइकिल है 1 to 4 वीक का, दिस माइट बी इवन बिगर एज पर आर नीड्स एंड रिक्वायरमेंट। और यहाँ पे टाइम टेबल बनेगा कि ऑन डेली ऑन वीकली बेसिस कौन सा टास्क कौन सा टीम और उसमें का कौन सा टीम मेंबर स्पेसिफिकली ये करेगा। और ये सबको मॉनिटर करने का काम किसका रहेगा, वी हैव अ स्प्रिंट मास्टर, ठीक है। और जैसे ही इन्होंने अपना डेली काम खत्म किया, वी हैव अ डेली स्टैंड अप मीटिंग जस्ट टू वेरीफाई कि आज का कौन से टीम मेंबर का किसका क्या टास्क था और किसने अपना काम कंप्लीट किया, किसका काम कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाया और उसके रीजन क्या है। बिकॉज आपको ये सारी चीजें टाइम पे करने रहते हैं। तो सपोज ये जो पर्सन है इसने अगर अपना काम टाइम पे नहीं किया है, मतलब on the second day she will be facing a problem, a time crunch, because आज का काम भी बाकी है और कल का काम भी करना है। So now we'll decide कि whether she'll be able to complete both the task in one day or do we need to assign or ask someone to help her so that she can finish her task on time. Then again sprint reviews चलेंगे, एज वी ऑल नो जो बनाया है उसमें क्या है, कैसा चल रहा है, परफॉर्मेंस क्या है, वो देखेंगे। और फाइनली फिनिश्ड वर्क जो रहेगा दैट विल हैंड ओवर टू आवर क्लाइंट, ओके, जहाँ पे क्लाइंट भी अपने साइड से देखते जाएगा। सो ये जो हम लोगों ने फिनिश वर्क जो है ये जब हम लोग क्लाइंट को हैंड ओवर करेंगे तो यहाँ पे आपका फीडबैक लूप चलेगा, ओके। और ये आपका सेम काम रेट्रोस्पेक्टिवली मतलब कंटिन्यूअस लूप में चलते रहेगा, दैट्स इट, दिस इज द रियल स्क्रम पिक्चर। ये अपने एसपीएम में हम लोगों ने पढ़ता है। सो एसक्यूए में वो जो डायग्राम दिया हुआ है वो काफी शॉर्टकट दिया हुआ है एंड इट्स क्वाइट कंफ्यूजिंग। सो दिस वन वी सपोज टू रिमेंबर अ स्क्रम वन, ठीक है। एनी डाउट नाउ?
No, sir, now it's clear. The problem is that is a short diagram, so it's a little confusing. That's true, sir.
Yeah. So this one has to be followed by everyone, ठीक है। ये हम लोगों ने TY में SPM में किया था। So if you have any doubt, you can ask me now. Any other doubts? Anyone?
No, sir, no the query as of now.
Okay. So here we are done with our syllabus. Okay. Now now here onwards we'll be starting with the final presentation, ठीक है। So I'll just stop recording now and we'll start with the presentation.
Sir?
No, or else we'll continue. Yeah.
Sir, one query I had for the paper, like since ma'am said the format is going to be that only that we have the 10 marks of objectives and the rest 40 marks of the theory paper. So the questions which are given at the end of the chapter, are they sufficient enough to refer or like the scope can be more than that?
No,
Like
those
a different
are
kind of
yeah, those question and previous year's exam paper.
Okay.
हाँ, बस. That is what we'll be following.
So, sir, the scope of answers, like in the previous year ka jo question papers hain, the scope of answers, they can be little comparatively less, right? Because it's for 4 marks and we are time bound by just 1.5 hours.
हाँ, so there is only 1 mark difference. So scope of answer में there won't be much difference.
Sir, but like then
you are writing for 5 marks and here you are writing for 4 marks. So only 1 mark difference है. So yeah, one paragraph up and down that will go. I mean, exactly, I'm not providing marks to any student based on the length of answer. It's purely provided based on the quality of the answer, not length.
No, sir, I don't mean any length. What I meant was that, for example, we won't be able to specify a lot of points or maybe diagrams because it's just 1.5 hours and then we have to upload also, so that in the mind we have that hurry to complete the paper. So in case if the diagrams are not
upload time is a separate.
Yes, it's separate, but then
not
one point we are
included,
told to stop writing and upload it, because then there are glitches at the end moment.
After completion of 1.5 hours only, they will ask you to stop writing and upload that document. Upload time is different, which is not included in exam time. So you can take your time, ठीक है. हाँ, you can cut short your answer some or the other way, जहाँ पे जो answers बहुत बड़े हैं, but as and when if some answer which needs some diagram, those diagrams should be there. Explanation as per your understanding you can cut short some way, but if diagram is required you cannot directly cut short that diagram, ठीक है.
Okay.
हाँ, so explanation some or the other way you can cut short, but if diagram needs, then you supposed to draw those diagrams there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now we'll start with the presentation. Krina. Krina. Hello. CR. Yeah. Uh, the file you have shared me, that's a PDF file. SQA का. हाँ, so उसमें मैं change कैसे करूँ बेटा? Either you send link or send the Excel file. हाँ, WhatsApp me. Rule number one. Rule number one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please start with your presentation. You can share your screen. Yeah.
Sir, I am not the presenter. Can you please make me presenter?
Yeah. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay, try now. Rule number one.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, go on.
Okay, so good morning, sir, and good morning, one and all. My project topic is automation in Health 360. What the aim of my project is to reduce the manual work done in hospitals and clinics. As we all know, there are receptionists sitting there all day and writing the names, numbers, and everything in a notebook, and they don't maintain the list of patients who come and go every day. So my project basically aims to reduce all the manual work done by the receptionist or in a hospital or a clinic, and to keep a track of the patients. Also, what some clinics do is that they don't give the patients a proper prescription of the medicines. So they just give, in some clinics, doctors give loose medicines. So the patient really does not know what medicine has been given to him. So what today's generation do is we actually Google, if we get a name of the medicine, we actually Google it. So to know the content of it, what are its negative side effects, or what are everything, we Google it. So for betterment of the patient, and as well as to keep a track with the hospital or clinic, my project will aim to keep a track of the patients, to also keep the track of the medicines which are prescribed by the doctor, and to automate the whole hospitals and clinics manual process. For why? To make it done quickly, and for it to work more efficiently. Now, the topic I have chosen is control flow graph. A control flow graph is the graphical representation of the control flow. So what this basically means is control flow graph have most of the loops included in that. So my process is basically contains many loops. That is why I have chosen this topic. Also, control flow graphs are mostly used in static analysis as well as compiler applications. And because after choosing this, we can accurately represent the flow inside of a program unit. Also, control flow graph is represented differently for all statements and loops. So there is not a single, single loop which is repeated. What are the characteristics? It is process oriented. It also shows that all paths can be traversed during a program. So every path, like every single loop, or every single path will be traversed by the bot, or by every single path will be traversed. Also, there are two blocks. The first is the entry block, and second is the exit block. So this is the control flow graph of my project. What my project is basically, it will start the execution. I am doing my project in UiPath, that is a RPA tool. So basically, the bot will start the execution. It will open my Gmail. The person who wants to book an appointment with the hospital or clinic needs to send an email with some details, like in the subject the person has to mention with which doctor he or she wants to book an appointment, for what day and all, like just basic that. In the body, the person needs to mention their name, their number, and what are some symptoms, or what they are facing, or just at what time the person wants to book an appointment. Then the bot will collect or extract all these details, details like at what time the mail was sent, what was in the subject, and what was in the body, and from who is the sender, into the Excel sheet. And the person, if visited before in the same clinic, must send a PDF that is given, like all the prescription and everything will be in a PDF, like in a Word document which is converted into PDF, will be attached with the Gmail or any mail. And though that information is saved into Excel, and the bot will check if there is if any PDF is present in the mail or not. If the PDF is present, it will save in a particular folder under the name of the person, and then after saving it in the particular folder, it will extract the details from the PDF into the Excel. How it the bot will execute each, the bot will extract the name, the date, the age, then the phone number, and which are the medicines prescribed by the doctor. Also, when will be his next visit, if any tests are to be done. So doctors usually take a follow-up of the patients after 3 or 5 days. So if there is any date mentioned in the PDF, it will also get extracted. Also, it will extract the amount which was previously which was previously paid. Then after saving it, the person will get an auto reply generated by the bot saying, this is your appointment number, you need to reach the hospital or clinic by this time, and all the precautions to be taken, like wearing a mask and sanitizing hands and all. and after that the person or the patient will come to the hospital, and the only thing manual work here is that the receptionist is supposed to tick or write in the Excel sheet that this person has visited the hospital or clinic. That is something which cannot be done with the help of a bot. So that is the only basic manual work which is to be done by the person. And the next is the last part is the person like there will be an auto generated bill sent to the patient via WhatsApp or with Gmail. I have done WhatsApp automation and mail automation, and this loop will go on continuously. So for the first patient it will extract the information, then it will save it, and again for the next patient it will again start. So that's why I have not given a exit block. Why? Because the execution will start again for the next number. So
So you
that's
have
all.
payment gateway integrated on your project.
Sorry.
Do you have payment gateway integrated in your project? Like you are
No,
sending a bill over
no.
WhatsApp, right? So then what is the purpose of sending a bill over a WhatsApp?
The bill over WhatsApp is just to keep a track. Yes, okay, I have sent this mail. I have created a template. In that, the receptionist just have to type what is the mode of the payment and how much the bill is paid in the Excel. So automatically every day almost like there comes 20 to 30 people. So instead of writing it on a piece of paper, and the piece of paper gets lost. So sometimes if you want to go and give a mediclaim, if you want mediclaim, then there are no papers, like there are no bills. So instead of that,
For
what I
Mediclaim
thought is,
purpose, for Mediclaim purpose, we need to have a final bill that is with the hospital stamp and everything. So when you are generating a bill that is in a soft copy format, that time this is not possible, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and next thing, when you are saving a file in Excel format, and then again you are converting in PDF, and from that PDF you are trying to extract the data. So
No,
instead of, yeah, go to previous diagram. Yeah, this one. So you have first saved the file in Excel, बराबर है? Then you are
no, no.
checking the email. Yeah,
No, the thing is that first the email will be sent, then जो भी उसमें details होंगे वो Excel में extract होंगे और सिर्फ Excel save होगा. Then जो भी अगर PDF होगा तो PDF में details होंगे वो वापस Excel में save होंगे, and
तो
PDF
PDF
अलग
कौन
से
सा है?
folder में save होगा.
तो PDF कौन सा है?
PDF word format में होगा.
एंड उसमें क्या होगा? वर्ड फाइल जो होगा उसमें
वो वर्ड फाइल में नेम, एज, द नंबर, फोन नंबर, द डेट व्हेन द पर्सन हैज विजिटेड, then what are the symptoms, then can I show you one
you are
template which
not
I have made?
नहीं, so you are not creating any database or what?
Yeah, the database is saved in Excel. What in future we can do is we
You
can
have
store
database
this
in Excel.
yeah,
मतलब MS Access में बना है या Excel में बना है?
Excel.
Okay, so you are only using that bot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, ठीक है,
Okay,
ठीक है, done.
thank
So
you.
everyone join next lecture. We'll continue presentation in there.